Dude, I've heard a lot of people say, like, I don't care that Salvo cheats on his wife, but that's not the story. The story is like pee pee, poo poo, puke puke. Like, that's the
The
story.
child
That's why
play,
this is.
all of the fucking extremes that this is fucking extreme. There's every fucking crazy extreme kink you could think of. What's up, Keem? Oh, Jimmy.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yep.
What's going on, Keem?
Dude, it's hard to even hear myself in these Twitter spaces because it's always like someone talks over me and I can't even fucking fully make my point. Like, I was so annoying listening to this video right here that you just started listening to, but like, this is all I really need to say about like the CJ Brown and the Parking Tigers and shit. Like, these are like number 3 and number 2 in command of the Salvo news team, right? Who found out about all this stuff like a week and a half ago. Didn't say a fucking thing. We're still Salvo loyalist until it got to a point where like a lot of girls were coming out, right? And then they realized that Salvo's going to be in trouble and Salvo's going to go down. So Parking Tigers puts pressure on CJ Brown to go live first, so they cannot be tied to Salvo, right? So like that's their whole MO. So CJ Brown goes public first and starts talking about Ashers and all the stuff that's going on without even getting permission from these girls to run the story, right?
So in the time that they were sitting on it, they didn't do any fucking legwork to try to get even permission to run the stories. They just, what were they sitting on it for? Were they
Well, according to them, they were talking to a lot of girls in the community and getting their story, right?
Right.
Oh, and by the way, the Shadowhunter guy who's like trying to troll, saying Keem's mad because CJ broke the story first, that he's part of the Salvo news team too.
The
So
Shadow
just ignore
Humor
him.
is one of the, he's a legendary troll here. We all know Shadow Humor.
He's like literally one of the main people too, Shadow Hunter in the Salvo news team. So he's been running their little gay ops thing too. So just ignore him, by the way. But anyhow, they're talking to more and more girls, and they realize this is going to be bad for Salvo, and so Parking Tigers puts pressure on CJ to go live. They air out like a bunch of stuff that they know without getting permission from any of the victims to air it out. Before he did the stream, I knew about all of it. I already talked to Ashers. I was in a Discord call with like a bunch of these girls.
Not to those numbers though, right? That was authentic. People were calling in authentically during the show. Like it went from 15 to like 35. That was, you didn't know about all of them, right?
No, let me re-explain this because I think you missed what I was saying. The day before CJ does his panic stream, or maybe it was the same day earlier. Anyhow, before CJ does his panic stream, to get this out there, right? I'm in a Discord call with Ashers and like 5 other girls telling me what's been going on, right? And so I'm like, all right, well, I'm going to have you guys call in on the Thursday show and we're just going to like represent what you have to say. And they're all cool with it. They're all down with it. And as you know, Asher's PP and a bunch of these other girls called in to my show, right? I got their permission. I let them speak for themselves. What CJ did is CJ fucking is the one telling people this is going on. Like, he didn't let the victims represent themselves or even get permission, right? Yeah. So I criticize CJ for this, all right, in doing this. And they start running on this narrative like, Keemstar's mad. Keemstar's going to be covering for Salvo. Keemstar's running ops for Salvo. What? You're like Salvo's number 3 in command, and you're trying to... So they've been spinning this fake bullshit this whole time, right? Now... After my show, after actually doing things the right way and letting the victims speak for themselves, and again, I'm using that term victims slightly because a lot of this was consenting adults, right? Sure, but after letting the women speak for themselves and tell their own stories and getting permission from the women to do so, CJ Brown and Parking Tigers very much want to be a part of this story and a part of the narrative. So earlier today, these Twitter spaces like form of people talking about Salvo and whatnot, and everybody has been on these Twitter spaces. Dave, you probably were at one point, maybe not, I don't know.
No, I don't think I yet. No.
Nicholas Diorio, Chris, myself, Brantley, like anyone that's like remotely in this community has been in the Twitter spaces today. Either they were listening or they've cammed up. Well, CJ Brown and Parking Tigers, again, number 2 and number 3 of the Salvo news team, all right, they hijacked the fucking the Twitter Spaces, and they've been on this thing for hours and hours and hours, and I'm popping in here and there periodically, and they start running this campaign, and Shadow Humor or Hunter is part of it, right? They start running this campaign that CJ's a really good guy and he's doing the right thing and he has good intentions, and they just keep saying this shit over and over again, and I'm like, what is going on? Like, how is anyone even going to remotely believe this? All right. You mean to tell me number 2 and number 3 in charge of the Salvo news team, who's been harassing and fucking with people nonstop for like 3 months, spreading all kinds of fake information throughout the community, that anyone's going to believe that these are good guys trying to do good things, right? At one point, they admit that Salvo was telling them to spam other YouTubers' docs in chat. And then in the same breath, admit that they'd never seen any docs in the chat. Like, what is going on? Like, CJ Brown got caught in like 13 different fucking lies in this Twitter Spaces today and looked like a complete fucking joke. Like, these people are like... It's like these people are complete frauds. Now they're running this narrative that Keemstar's mad that CJ Brown broke the story before Keemstar. That doesn't even make sense. CJ Brown didn't even have any of the fucking victims on his show. Asher sent DMs between her and Salvo to CJ Brown, and CJ Brown showed them without Asher's permission. That was it. I literally live interviewed victims representing themselves where the viewers can hear their voice, again using the term victim slightly, all right, 8 different girls. Like, he didn't even break anything. What
New allegations popped up during the live stream, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
the breaking story was on the Keemstar show, to be honest.
Absolutely. It was the story. You did a great job with it.
They're trying to run they're all trying to run 2 false narratives right now. The first false narrative is CJ Brown is a good guy doing good things, looking out for the community and looking out for the girls in the community. That's false. We know that to be false, all right? The other false thing is Keemstar is mad, and anybody criticizing CJ is mad that he broke the story first. Also false. Like, these are all just fake bullshit. Like, anyone that believes this is either an idiot or part of the Salvo news team.
Can I ask you a question? I mean, because you were close to him. You knew him. You spent time with him. And everyone knew he was weird. What did you ever get from him on that level? Like, you ever fucking suspect, like, this level of weirdness? What do you know about him as far as the situation with his wife goes? Is that Derek thing real? Was he really having a fucking Ugandan dude fucking bang his wife? He just brought that narrative up 10 days ago. I felt that was weird. What do you know about all that?
Like, the third time we met Salvo, we're all drinking, we're having a bonfire. It's like me, Brantley, our friend Ashley, and Salvo. And wait, there was a few other people there. I don't know. We had like maybe at the most like 10 people here, all sitting around a fire. Salvo, wasted, starts like telling everyone that he's a cuck, and then and he likes Uganda people fucking his wife. And we all know that it's a joke, so we're laughing. But then he just like really tries to convince us that it's true. And we're like, shut up. Like, we don't care. Like, no, you don't. Right. And he's always constantly made jokes about that. He's always like hit on women around us. And, you know, he always said that he was like in an open relationship. Like, you know what I mean? So and we met his... And we met his wife and we hung out with her, and me and Brantley, after meeting his wife, was like, dude, he's not in an open relationship. There's no way.
Oh, really?
There's just too many. Yeah, because there's too many hints that him and his wife like really love each other and have like a good relationship and a great life together.
Maybe that's
and, like,
why. She's getting an orgasm
you know what I mean?
somewhere else. Maybe that's why, man. Maybe they cut out all the fucking bullshit that people fight about, and he lets her get fucking dick down properly. Who fucking knows what works for them? Maybe that's why they're happy.
Like one of the things that really like made us question everything is like, you know, me and Brantley, like Brantley likes girls. I like girls. So every once in a while, me and Brantley will take a different girl
Edwin
on a date,
knows.
you know? And well, no, Edwin knows too. Edwin knows 2 guys, not 2 girls. And I don't do stuff with guys and not interested at all, right? But that's why Salvo touching me all the time is very uncomfortable. And there was points where I wanted to knock the fucker out. Anyhow, long story short.
Kellyanne's coming out there, Keem.
Long story short, Salvo's wife was asking Brantley, like, well, don't you get jealous and stuff like that? And Brantley's like, no, I like girls. Like, what? But we thought that was weird. Like, if they're really in an open relationship, why is Salvo's wife saying to, like, Brantley, like, don't you get jealous? Like, it doesn't make sense. And she would always talk about how much she loves Salvo. And when Salvo and his wife are together, they're like, that is the only time Salvo is not Salvo pancakes.
Really? That's interesting. Okay, see, I never even felt he ever broke character. So to see that he does it all, that is significant.
With his wife, 100%. Like, Xylee got to see the real Salvo, right? So this is exactly what I think happened. All right, and this is the best guess I have based on everything and being very close to the situation and actually knowing Salvo. I think that not everyone can handle fame, Dave.
It's true.
Not everyone can handle like attention and shit like that. I don't think everyone is capable of that or having power
It's
or
intoxicating.
Influence. It is like in a way a very much drug, you know?
Fuck yeah, it is.
And so what happens is Salvo is himself, right? The real person, the government name, the husband. He's doing YouTube for a very long time and he is not finding success. All right. He moves into being Salvo Pancakes, you know, a Red Bar clone. And all of a sudden he's got fans, he's got opportunities, you know, and I think he started living his life as his character and not himself. So when he's being Salvo Pancakes, the character, well, there's no consequences for anything he does. He does the most ridiculous shit. There's no accountability for whatever Salvo Pancakes does. So it's totally fine for him to fucking jump in DMs and start hitting on a girl and start cheating on his wife and fucking doing all this stuff with all these women and fucking getting pegged and fucking all this creepy weird shit, because he's no longer living his life as who he was. He's living his life as Salvo Pancakes. And I think that's how this got so out of fucking control, is that we're dealing with like a personality disorder type shit.
It's possible. I mean, Ric Flair syndrome, man. You start living the fucking character. Wine and dine in 69 and the whole fucking shebang.
Yeah, I see. This is what they do. Liz is baked is in chat. Keemstar told the story so wrong, but that's what they do. It's the general terms.
Yeah, everybody's gonna fucking do that shit. Yeah, everyone's gonna be. It totally.
They're all running. They're all running stupid ops. Like, what did I say that was wrong? Lizzie baked.
I'm sure he was in the fucking ballpark at the very least. My God, Xylee, everyone was freaked out about how he acted when I went up there. That I got to see the actual Salvo, the real Salvo, and not the character. Yeah, it's just so. I'm trying to figure out, knowing that he's been pushing that narrative about being a cuck and all that before. So I get it's a stupid nuance, but it's like, was there anything wrong? If he's fucking in an open relationship, makes everything a lot easier just to laugh and who gives a fucking fuck at the end of the day. And really, I'm there kind of anyway. But what people do in the fucking DMs is their own fucking business. You know what I mean? It's like, Jesus Christ. When it comes out, it's always fucking ugly.
Yeah. I just think that, you know, the story is really funny.
Hilarious.
You know, him wanting, dude, I've heard a lot of people say, like, I don't care that Salvo cheats on his wife, but that's not the story. The story is like pee, poo, puke, puke. Like, that's the story.
The child play, all of the fucking extremes that this is fucking extreme. There's every fucking crazy extreme kink you could think of.
It's the pegging, it's the, you know, things with Edwin, whatever. It's like, that is the story. Like, this is like the biggest thing to like pick on someone over, right? It's like so fucking disgusting and degenerate.
Is it over? Is there any coming back? Do we see him reemerge as someone else? Yeah, I mean, you've been around long enough to probably be able to gauge: is it over? Is this career done?
I will answer that, but before I do, so I just want to say this. There is the one aspect of this being fucking hilarious, and that really is the story, in my opinion, because that's the most appealing thing to talk about. But then there are real life consequences, right? That girl, Clara, who nobody likes, including myself, all right, she's really devastated.
Sure.
She's like devastated. She thought she was in an actual relationship with
Ugh.
Salvo, right?
That's sad.
That girl PP is fucking very angry. All right, very angry.
I bet she fucking
Yeah.
is for a multitude of reasons.
Yeah, man. PP, very angry person.
But then again,
PP
by your
is
name,
very
you know?
angry.
Yeah. What else? If her name was Lemonade, you know, that'd be something. But
Salvo's wife, who's now left him, and I got confirmation of that.
so you talked to Salvo.
I did talk to Salvo, yeah, before I did my
is he
stream.
okay? Like, I mean, just is he okay?
yeah, I was getting
He
reports
is-
that he was in the hospital or something.
Salvo is he does have, allegedly, according to him, and you can't really believe him, he does have medical issues. He allegedly, you know, was in the hospital with, right? So
Boy.
I don't know if that's true. That could be bullshit.
Boy.
I don't know. But I can tell you, when I talked to Salvo about this situation and was not being a detective, being an actual friend, like, and just being like, Salvo, listen, I know you're guilty of all this stuff. Stop lying to me. Be honest, and like have a real conversation with me so I can give you some advice.
Right.
And he was still living in fairyland world, saying none of it's true. It's all fake, fucking this and that. And I go, Salvo, cut the shit. I go, dude, you need to come on and tell people the fucking truth. And tell everyone like what's really going on and say sorry or whatever. And he goes, I'm not the judge of reality.
Oh,
Bro, I am not the judge of reality. What is
Kanye
this?
level shit.
So then I stopped talking about the internet shit and I said, okay, and if you're not going to listen to my advice and you're going to just still lie to me and all this other weird shit, I go, Salvo, you have to fix your marriage. You have to somehow, don't let that woman leave you. Remember, guys, this was before my stream. So after my stream, I obviously found out way more information than I knew before my stream.
Yeah, I'd say.
So my advice now would be like, leave your wife alone. Like, 'cause that- but
you did her a favor.
his wife is absolutely devastated and has left him over this.
She's gorgeous.
Like-
She's fucking gorgeous. He hooked like 4 levels above him. Like, what the fuck?
Forget about gorgeous, because that is surface level bullshit.
That's all I know of her.
She's a good woman. She's a good person.
And that's
We've
good to
met
put
her.
in there,
We've
too.
hung out with her.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, beauty is only skin deep. Like, you know,
Sure, you
when
can
you're
add
talking
extra
about
context. Absolutely.
and you're talking about wife or girlfriend or whatever, like, they better be a good fucking person, you know, or then you need to break up. This was a good woman that he was married to, a very good woman, and I feel devastated for her.
That does suck. I mean, you had a different relationship with him. You had him in your fucking house. He slept in your home, for fuck's sake. How do you feel about that aspect? I mean, there's people saying that he did some of that shit in your fucking home. How do you feel about that?
I don't know. I mean, every time anyone slept over here, Brantley always disinfected and fucking washed all sheets. So
Yeah, she's
I don't
cleanly.
know.
That's good.
You know, Salvo took 45-minute showers at my house, and we knew that he was jerking off, and we'd have to clean the showers every time he left. You know, like,
He dunk it up. Oh no.
the sad part is he was like FaceTiming bitches, like, or all around our house and jerking it off, like, you know, that we found out later.
God. And he's just,
Find a
don't worry, I'm in an open relationship, Keem. Skate, skate, skate.
Dude, it's like, I don't know. I don't
But I
know.
get
It's
it though.
just
If your buddy's telling you you're in an open relationship, I mean, until you fucking find out otherwise, you don't. I get it,
Dude,
I get it.
you have no idea, Dave, how many times Brantley has come to me saying, should I call Salvo's wife?
Oh, after
and
meeting
tell
her, absolutely.
She's like, and I would tell Brantley no every time. I'd be like, no, don't, because like if they are in an open relationship, which we didn't believe, but if they are, you're gonna look like a snitch, and it's gonna
Right.
like, you know what I mean?
What
Like
if you inadvertently fuck something up here or add an extra?
It's not your place.
Right.
It's not your
right.
place.
it's just it's not my place, but you got to understand that Brantley is a real person,
She is.
and Brantley was kind of friends with Courtney, so in Brantley's mind, it is her place to go
Yeah.
tell this girl like, hey, Salvo's fucking around, you know? I don't know.
No, I get that. And she's a sweetheart. By the way, thank you for unblocking me. I didn't know she blocked me. I was like, Keem doesn't even have me blocked right now. I'm like, what the fuck did I do? But thank you for
Well,
unblocking me.
she blocked a lot of people, like, you know, fucking, she tweeted the other day that Bowblax tweeted that he was on mushrooms, and she was like, cool. And then she's like, wait, Bowblax, the guy that's constantly talking shit about my boyfriend after he fucking helped him out with his little fucking toy sale. Like, fuck that guy, and blocked him.
Bowblax?
I make fun of you the same amount as now as before, and also you like call me autistic all the time and do little jabs and shit. So like, why can't I do some like minor shit back? I don't even think I did
Bowblax.
anything major.
Bowblax, let's be real. If you called me like one of the most sexy man alive, I wouldn't be mad. Like, that's reality. The fact that I'm calling you autistic, why does that upset you?
Because you preface all your coverage of me with me being autistic when it's irrelevant to the story.
Oh, when I was saying that Ethan Klein has bullied
Well, he's an
autist-
autistic person. Yeah, obviously you did
that's
that
funny.
for clicks and views. Yeah, and
That's
that's funny to
funny.
you. And me, the stuff I make fun of you for is funny to me and some other people.
Well, I
so-
didn't realize that hurt your feelings. I didn't realize that really bothered you until I saw your.
No, I just it doesn't really bother me that much. It's more of like, okay, we're on like bantering terms, so I can banter a little bit back with you, you know?
100%.
Same energy.
We've always been on bantering terms.
Yeah.
Right? 100%. But when you leave a post on the H3H3 subreddit mentioning that Keemstar preferences me as autistic, then it's not really bantered. Obviously, your feelings are getting hurt. Why didn't you say stop?
If someone just asked me a question on my opinion of you and I gave the answer, it wasn't like a big enough deal for me to like mention it and get it to stop, but I was just answering the question honestly, you know?
Well, Bowblax, I can tell you this much, right? I've known you for a very long time. Nicholas Durio, Augie, your whole little friend group, and yourself are always talking about you being autistic. You know, that's like, I don't understand why Keemstar doing it, right, is such an issue and a problem. It doesn't make sense to me, but I'll stop doing it now that I know it's hurting your feelings.
I mean, you can continue to do it, but I would like to be able to banter with you back without it being like a huge deal to the point where it's like
All
I'm getting
missiles
blocked
firing.
and shade
That's
and all
Bowblax
that.
is
Like it
asking
seems
for.
like you're upset with my comments more than the other
Oh,
way around.
Brantley has a right to block you if she feels like you're being a
sure.
dick towards her boyfriend. She has a right to block you.
Yeah, sure.
That's fair.
But like it's always been the case, so I'm like wondering, is there like more animosity than usual that caused that block, or is it just like she just caught on to our bantering and she doesn't like it? Like,
No, she literally quote tweeted you and said, "Sweet, get fucked up on mushrooms or whatever," because you came up in her feed because all the people Brantley know are in the same community that you know, right? So somehow you
Yep.
came up on her Twitter feed, and then she realized, oh, this is Bowblax. This is the guy that keeps talking shit about fucking about me, and so she blocked you. That's really how.
when did
simple
I
it
talk
is.
shit about her prior to the mushroom?
You talk shit about me.
He's saying she doesn't
I always
like.
talk shit about you.
She doesn't
But
like.
he's saying he's saying she's
She-
being like a defensive
she-
girlfriend.
She
That-
doesn't like
okay,
it. She's standing up for
okay,
her man.
okay.
You're catching
I
a
get
block
it.
because you're
I-
fucking with her man.
Keem just said him instead of her, or her instead of him, so I just got confused for a second.
Well, I think you
But
two
yeah.
lovers are going to be okay. But Keem, can I ask you a question? Because I got like this fucking. There's a couple other situations that I'd love to get your insight on while I have you here. You mind?
Sure.
Logan Paul, the situation that's happening with him and CoffeeZilla right now, where we're getting just a couple of days away from Logan responding. Do you know anything about it? Do you have any idea what's
Yes.
going on with all the scams? Do you like what do you know of CryptoZoo?
Yes. Well, I think CoffeeZilla's coverage was brilliant.
Right.
Like it was really good, right? And I think that Logan Paul's response is also going to be really good. Really do believe that.
Be entertaining.
Here's the problem. All right. Logan Paul's response, I think, will probably be good, but people won't care. All right. No one is going to care unless the people that invested their money get their money back.
Right.
Right. And even though Logan Paul hasn't made any money, right, because Logan Paul hasn't sold his coins or whatever the fuck it is. All right. Logan Paul, in my opinion, and everyone else's opinion, is a self-made multimillionaire and has the $2 million just to pay all the people that lost money and be good with it.
Absolutely.
Right.
And paying the original developers, the whole shebang of bizzle.
So it doesn't matter if Logan Paul is innocent. It doesn't matter if Logan Paul didn't do anything wrong. The fact that it takes CoffeeZilla's video to get Logan Paul to actually address this shit, all right? The fact that Logan Paul isn't taking $2 million of his own money, you got to understand, this is the guy that spends like $5 million on a Pokemon card.
Right,
right?
yeah.
So if Logan Paul's not going to take $2 million out to pay the people that got scammed, even though Logan's innocent, even though Logan really didn't do anything wrong, even though Logan didn't profit on this thing, right? It doesn't matter. And I think Logan's response is going to fall short, even though he proves himself to be somewhat innocent.
At least he's going to be deflecting. We know fucking that. He's already talked about bad actors and all that. I guess we'll just see how it fucking goes and what public reception is going to be to it.
Here's the truth of it. Like, and it's all right there for everyone to know. This isn't inside information. Logan Paul was in business with shady people, and he probably didn't know that they were shady people. But CoffeeZilla makes a great point. If I was able to do this little amount of research and figure out that these are not trustworthy people, why can't you?
Yeah. I mean, shit, he fucking researched this thing for almost a fucking year, Keem, and he reached out on multiple occasions and got stonewalled and one fucking real vague legal threat. It's like any benefit of the doubt, it gets harder and harder. It's like, I love Kavos' fucking coverage of it too. He's really signal boosted and done a really good 6 videos. He came in here and beat it. Dave, I got my 6th video up. I'm like, yeah, go for it, Gladiator. Love it.
Here's the other thing. Logan Paul has been a complete fraud for like,
since
maybe the last 3 years. He's been a walking, talking commercial.
A shill, absolutely. And he's had
this guy going on fucking Logan Paul on his podcast. Do you remember when he was like defending Harry Styles for wearing a dress?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like ever since that moment, we've been seeing a walking, talking commercial. We're not seeing the real Logan Paul. You know what I mean? He's not being real. No, this is just a guy that's going around making money. You know, it's like, that's it.
Yeah. And then when he does get into something real, he doesn't seem to understand it. Like the situation with religion with his friend. He seemed to not even fucking understand his friend's anger. You know, it's like a weird guy,
let me explain that to you. All right. Look, I run Drama Alert. I pay attention to the Pauls and all this stuff that's going on. So like, I feel that I have real insight that people should listen to. All right.
Bet you do. That's fair.
Because I'm like a historian in this YouTube shit.
Keem
all right?
Historian. I like it.
I
Keem
remember
Thompson,
shit.
Yeah.
I remember shit that happened 4 years ago, right? Most of the internet forgets. They have short-term memory, all right? Logan Paul, it was cool to be woke, was woke. Why recently is Logan Paul picking on religion, calling Andrew Tate homophobic and racist and all this other weird shit?
Andrew Tate's got
and,
other
like,
problems now.
making jokes that Andrew Tate and fucking Aiden Ross are fucking each other. Why is Logan Paul being edgy now? Because the rise of Andrew Tate and all these other people.
Chasing
Logan Paul's trying to be edgy now because it's cool to be edgy. And when it was cool to be woke, he was being woke. It's like he actually is a fraud.
It's funny too because he recently signed with WWE and everything, which typically don't put up with that type of shit, especially when it's kind of out of nowhere and you start making these, like, they just released fucking Mandy Rose, someone who was their goddamn champion for almost 2 years in NXT because of some racy photos. So I find it interesting that after he signs that, this is the time where he's getting to choose to be edgy. That WWE contract ain't like a lot of those others, man, especially when he goes to Saudi Arabia. That's fucking generational wealth. That's fucking crazy money.
I see the Salvo news team, or what's left of the like CJ Brown parking tiger things. They're trying to push this narrative that fucking that, you know, Salvo fucked around with Brantley or some shit. Like, that's literally physically impossible. Me and Brantley are never apart from each other ever. Like, that's just
I want to get both of you on at some point because I really like your relationship. I think it's fucking great. Honestly, I really want to get you both on. I like your story.
It's just physically impossible. So stop trying to run that fucking bullshit. And this other person saying Keem would sell out his own mother. Like, what? No, my mom died. Impossible.
Yeah, mine too.
Mine too. Brothers.
Oh, dead mom friends.
Dead
Let's
mom
go.
family. Come on, Keem. Get me on the Christmas list, buddy. Fucking dead mom.
To
club.
CJ in the chat that said that, name your price for her remains. We'll talk about it.
Oh shit! All righty. Anyone got anything for Keem while we got him here?
Yeah, well, Keem had a really good point that I tweeted out. I said Keemstar just made a great point on the spaces about SNT. Their leader gets exposed, and then all of a sudden, they're really good people apologizing to everyone. I kind of thought myself, I was like, that's kind of weird. Yeah. How they're just going around apologizing to everybody.
You don't have to feel bad about every exposing, you know?
Yeah.
Who wants to be, like, honestly, ask yourself this question, all right? Who wants to be sitting there in a Twitter Spaces where the speakers are former Salvo news team, where they're literally like saying that each other are great people? Like, who wants to listen to that? That's why I got fed up and went in and started talking shit to them. Like, nobody wants to hear this bullshit from you guys. You're not good people. So what is this? Like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Oh, you're mad because we broke the story before. No, you didn't. You're mad because this. You're mad because that. Shut up. Like, we don't want to hear this weird "I'm a good guy" campaign.
Yeah, because it's fucking stupid. Yeah, I get people wanting to try to get a piece of it, but my God, don't try to run that narrative. Go ahead, people.
It's more simple than that. CJ and this what was it? Parking Tiger. They're doing this shit for clout. That's all they're doing. They don't give a damn about the story. They didn't give a damn about the girl's story. They sure as hell didn't care about having any symbolism of professionalism about it.
No, you're right.
So, you know, they're assholes and they're pieces of shit and they're just trying to save their own fucking bacon. And by the way, fuck both of them.
However, they did provide entertainment.
And I will say this, I'm not trying to silence them by any means. Like, I feel like if they have something to say, that it should be said and, you know, they should be heard or whatever. But I don't want propaganda in my ear. And I don't want, like, my fans of the Keemstar show in these Twitter spaces, like, actually believing these idiots about how good guys they are. Like, if you hear somebody bullshitting, you call it out, right? And, like, I feel like more people in this community need to call out that CJ Brown guy and the Parking Tigers guy for running this campaign that they're such great people, because they're not. They're not.
It's disingenuous anyway, because trying to tell a good guy story in this situation live is stupid. If you got a fucking good guy origin story ever, make a fucking video on it and try to convince people that way, because you're not going to do it in a live. It's just not going to fucking happen, especially if you're taking callers. They're going to call you out.
So weird. Like, do you know how more we would respect them if they were, like, up in a live stream or, you know, one of these Twitter spaces and they're like, dude, we did a lot of fucked up shit with Salvo. We didn't realize how fucking, you know, stupid some of the stuff we were doing. We're just trying to have fun. We didn't realize that we were taking the harassment that far. And, you know, we feel kind of fucking stupid. We feel stupid for believing Salvo and letting him like manipulate us. And, you know,
there was a way to spin it. Absolutely.
You got to understand that, like, all these people were like Salvo slaves, and I'm sorry for that terminology, but like, I can't think of a better way to do it.
It was cult.
I mean, these are
It was
these fuckers are like literally tweeting publicly over and over again, "We are Salvo, we are Salvo." Like, what is that, right? And now you're gonna tell me you're all good people? No, you're dumb.
It was something else.
It's just they're just looking for the next one, you know. On to the next one. Salvo's gone. We got to find somebody else now.
Who will rise? It will be one of us.
That brings me to Edwin. Like, shit, Edwin was the #1 Salvo fanboy, right? Like,
maybe more than that. I don't know.
and maybe more than that, right? It's like, dude, I feel like Edwin, Edwin has some answering to do a little bit.
He
you
just
know?
reemerged.
That's
He
my
was on
opinion.
vacation until like today, right, Matt?
100%.
Yeah, well, I think he came back yesterday or the day before, but I talked to him last night about. I guess he was on the Spaces as well.
Oh God, I can't.
They can say, well, what about you, Keem? You platform Salvo. But like, yeah, he's
did.
fucking entertaining. He's a fucking complete nut show. Of course, like I'm gonna put
Yeah.
someone entertaining on
He's
my
hilarious.
show.
But you never saw
Like-
anything
like-
that you felt you needed to distance yourself over him with, right? You didn't see anything that
No,
was that
I never-
fucking concerning.
Dude, listen, the concerning stuff is this, right? Taking advantage of a disabled girl. That's concerning. And of course I didn't see any of that stuff, right? There were times on the show where he was like boxing fucking Chris or some shit, and I'm like yelling at him, like, don't do that fucking shit. Like, do you know how many times that, like, here's the difference between Salvo News Team and Keemstar, all right? I have a full record of me constantly yelling at Salvo, don't do this, be good, be better, don't do this, don't do this. You have an entire record of doing whatever Salvo says. Like, that is the difference between
Yeah.
me and you.
That is a
Exactly.
pretty
Like you
factual
never
statement.
chanted "We are Salvo,"
No,
even though
we
like you're
didn't.
friends with him and shit. But like, I feel like Edwin was borderline like becoming
Thank
that
you.
shit, and he
you.
was like, he was like to me in the end, because I'm like, dude, Salvo's like problematic. He's just gonna cause you like issues or whatever, like just in casual conversation. And then he's like, oh, he just kept saying like, oh, I can fix
I can
Salvo. Don't
fix
worry,
him."
trust me. I'm gonna fix it. He literally kept saying, I'm gonna fix him. I'm
He said
gonna
he
meet
was-
him.
I'm gonna
Stop
fix
it!
him
He
until
did
he
not
came
say
out.
I'm gonna
His
fix
ass-
him.
or whatever. But Keem's mentality is I'm gonna utilize him for entertainment on my show. Edwin is like I'm gonna turn him into a good person because I'm so great.
Oh,
Like what?
yeah,
Are you
when-
like
when-
retarded? Yeah.
When he said he was gonna fix him, he spelled that wrong. It's actually F-U-C-K him.
Yeah, yeah. It actually
That may have
seemed
already
like it
happened,
was.
Kimmy. Whew.
I wouldn't be surprised. I unironically wouldn't be surprised if they smashed. I
That
don't
night
think
when
did.
when they helped you get
Well, I
there,
wouldn't be
when they
surprised.
climaxed your fucking plushies, I got a feeling that wasn't the only thing that climaxed that night, my friend. Woo!
Here's
Yeah.
what I want to say about Salvo. I think Salvo, the real person that has a wife, is like a charismatic, like good person to chat with, whatever. Like, the real person, all right, has a lot of good qualities about him. The entertainer is a fucking freak. He really started living his life as the entertainer. We're seeing all this crazy fucking shit because he actually started living this fucking fake persona, bro. He's sick. Guys don't understand. It's not just, oh, he's a bad person, it's bad person. I think the fucking kid needs to be hospitalized. I think
You think
like,
it's that severe, huh?
Yes.
Now, have you seen
Yes.
this a lot, like throughout the years? Is this common with, especially with smaller creators who get these weird little booms like this? Is this something that commonly can happen? Will fucking freak out? And he's not young either, So
Come on, guys. We've seen all throughout the YouTube history that people that get famous lose their mind, right? And this is kind of a rare case because this is like wild, right?
How
Like I don't think you
extreme.
could.
Yeah.
I don't think you could relate what happened with
Instead of
Salvo
Salvo
to
paying
anything,
Matt
right?
Pitt, he spent the money
It's
on
like
cheating on his
there
wife.
is like a mental, like he's sick. He is sick. He needs like therapy and stuff. Like
you
this
want
is
him to
bad.
get actual help.
Yeah, like obviously I didn't know this would happen, but when Salvo was first coming up, I was like praising him a lot because he has a lot of good entertainment value. But I was telling people, and I was saying this seriously, I was like, don't prop him up too much because he needs to learn and he needs to get better, and he can't think he's the best right now, or else it's just gonna fuck him.
He's
And I
great
was more
character.
thinking for content improvement, but I guess for mental as well. Like you can't just think you're the best immediately, then you have no room to grow.
And let's keep in mind this one thing, right? Okay. Edwin can say I'm gonna fix him as much as he wants, but I actually did. All right. When he was on the Keemstar show, like he was actually doing all right. There'd be crazy shit, but I would be correcting him and yelling at him and da da da. You know how many times that he'd put out a tweet or say something in Xylie's chat, and I would text him and be like, delete that. You don't do that. You're gonna get your channel banned. Don't do that. Like, you know what I mean?
So why'd you
As
let him
soon as
go,
he's-
man? I mean, like, what really happened there? I mean, because it's always been kind of ambiguous whether he was fired or whether you let him quit. What actually happened?
I'll talk about that in a second, but let me finish my point.
Okay.
When he went off to do his own show, and everyone's spamming "We Are Salvo," I think there's at that point in his life, there isn't a single person in his life telling him no. It's just people listening. CJ, Parking Tigers, Clara, the whole Salvo News team doing whatever he says. There's nobody saying, don't do that, Salvo. I think that's a lot of the problem. Look, here's the thing. Entire time that we were friends with Salvo, he was being a fake friend. I found out after this incident, he was telling the Salvo News team like all kinds of shit, talking shit about me, Brantley, saying Brantley's annoying, this, that, when he was acting like our best friends to our face. He was saying that Keemstar is the one that got my channel demonetized. And that is not true. It's the actual opposite. All right. I was literally went to YouTube and tried to get them not to take down his channel because he had like fucking 18 incoming strikes. And I pleaded with them. They ended up just taking his partnership and putting strikes on the channel and not shutting it down. So I literally helped him. And while I'm helping him and sticking my neck out on the line for him, he's going and telling these Salvo News people that I'm the one that took his channel down. And it's like, what the fuck is this? What is this?
So you had to get rid of him.
He was telling them that like our house is dirty and we wear shoes in the house and all this other stuff, just talking shit. And it's like, yeah, we do wear shoes in the house, right? But this is like my party house. I bought this house for a place to store my ATVs.
Right.
Like, what? I have a full bar. Like the entire basement of this house is a bar. Like,
Didn't look dirty.
This is not a home to raise children at all. That's not what this property is. And he's telling everyone I'm poor and shit. I'm like, this property that he's talking shit about is like over $1 million. Like, what is he talking about? Like, anyhow.
It's weird that he just burns fucking bridges like that.
Like, this is when we were cool with him. He was constantly talking shit about us, and we didn't know about it. But real reason to answer your question, why, like, we kicked him off the show, his ego was getting really out of control. We saw in real life how he was living his character off camera. So like there was times where he's drunk and he's hungry and he's going to the fridge and he's grabbing some cheese, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, the cheese packets you put on a sandwich. He'd go over and sit in front of the TV and start watching Xylee. He'd eat the cheese and throw the wrapper on the ground. We're like, what the fuck are you doing?
What
are you doing? So many times where we'd go to the bar and he would, every time he'd be like, I forgot my wallet. And of course I paid for the bill like the first like 3 times, but then it got to the point where I literally have to like fucking grab his wallet out of his pants and make him pay the bill, like force him to pay the bill. Like just shit like that, dude. Like there was a lot of disrespectful stuff was building up that were little things that were building up. Him saying he's way more entertaining than me and he's going to be bigger than me and I need to give him a raise and just shit like that. Like, actually, he didn't say that I need to give him a raise. That was one of his people that was running that campaign. But like little things started building up. Then it comes to the snowstorm where neither one of these fuckers drive out for the snowstorm. And it's like, wow.
Oh, not the
I still
snowstorm.
we're talking about this again. No, he's
Shows
already on this.
Like, why didn't either one of you come? Like, we felt betrayed by that. So instead of doing our show, he does his own show, and he cams up and he starts saying, well, Brantley's not that entertaining. It would be way better with what you don't have to say that, even though that's true. You don't have to say that. Like, why? So me and Brantley were already like frustrated with all this little shit where we were just like, fuck Salvo. And then of course he manipulates the situation. Instead of fighting with us, which we wanted to go to war with Salvo for fun and entertainment for everyone. He fucking cams up on his show and he's like, I miss my friends. I won't say anything bad about Keemstar or Brantley. So then we're backing off and now we feel like assholes for talking shit about him. And it's like, dude, it's just, it is what it is, bro.
Yeah, no. At some point, the juice no longer is worth the squeeze. No, I get it. Well, I appreciate you coming on, man. I do, and thank you for answering all the questions. What
Hello?
do you got go? Hello?
Can't hear anyone.
You can't hear me?
Hello.
Keem?
Oh, that,
Well, you guys can hear me, right?
yeah.
Keem,
Let me
Yeah.
get him real quick. Keem?
you there? Hello?
Hello?
Retards stay silent.
Keem, why'd you block Keem? Keem, while I have you here, unblock me, motherfucker.
Yeah, Keem, what's up, man? What's going on with Matt Pitt? Let's
Do
go.
you support what?
The whole time I was telling, were you able to hear me? The whole time I said?
No, and you couldn't.
No.
Well, he heard some of
Not
it.
since you rejoined.
Yeah,
we heard you before you left, but once you rejoined.
Yeah,
it was
then I
silent for a
started
bit.
thanking you for being here and all that, but you couldn't hear any of that. And then you.
What was the last thing I said?
Hello? Hello? Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, that's. the last
You
thing
finished up your last point, and then there was dead air. So I went. You took a breath, so I fucking started wrapping up, and then I asked you a question, or or somebody asked you a question, and you were silent.
And now,
And now we're silent again. Are you here or no?
again.
I wonder if he's having internet issues.
Might be
again.
having
I know
internet-
he,
Salvo pancakes. He's snipping his internet wires. He will have his revenge.
The Salvo news team is.
Go to his house,
With the
cutting the
Buffalo
wires.
Well,
internet.
we're coming up on 2 hours, and my sick old ass is getting
We're
ready.
about to close in on 500.
We've been at over 500.
We have been over 5 today. It's been a
Nice, yeah.
huge show tonight. Hit the motherfucking like button in the chat. I
So-
appreciate everybody.
So my fucking headphones died, and I go, "What was the last thing I said?" And they died again.
Oh my God, your headphones just hate
So
you.
I changed the battery. We're good now. So what was the last thing I said? Sorry.
Hello, can anybody hear me? Was the last thing we heard you say.
Yeah.
Oh, so you heard my whole spiel on why we broke up?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
did. Yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
you finished that point,
That
and then
was-
I asked you what you had going on. You'll start wrapping up, and then you went silent.
Yeah.
But if-
I think Tipster should be running a victory dance, and the fact that he's not, it really bothers me because it's like, dude, like you can't paint a better scenario for Tipster, right? Tipster's being accused by Salvo and being harassed by the Salvo's news team that he's exploiting his girl audience and using them for sexual shit, cheating on his wife. I mean, you can't write a better narrative.
right.
The exact same thing, the exact to the T, even the cheating on the wife, like everything that is being said from Salvo Pancakes about Tipster, Salvo is the one actually doing. You can't write a better script.
But he's not gonna do it, man. He's not.
I think it's paranoia. Like he does the stream, like he does the victory lap, and then here comes Salvo being like, "It's all a troll. Got
Yeah,
you."
What good can
you know?
come from it, man? Like you can spike the football, but everyone's doing it for him anyway. So he just gets to sit back. He raided tonight. Thank you for the raid, Tippy. I appreciate that. He gets to sit back and just masturbate to the misery of Salvo. Same thing with Xylee. She doesn't have to fucking do anything either.
Well, that's what I want to talk about Xylee, right?
We love some
Salvo's
Xylee.
fucking Salvo and the Salvo news team are harassing and fucking with Xylee. Not one person stuck up for her except for me. I'm the only one that was like, Salvo's in the wrong. Xylee's clearly right.
Oh, no, we all
Like-
fucking told her that she was in the right. This is how do you deal with him? It's like, do you cut him off? Do you fucking stop talking about him completely? My solution was to stop interacting with him 100%. It was never about telling her she was wrong. I fucking always support her
but-
on that.
Yeah, but that's like, I remember everything. I remember like fucking like Edwin being like pro Salvo during that. And it's like, what? Like, what is going on?
Yeah, that was weird. Edwin was.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, people are taking Xylee ranting and being pissed off by obvious fucking fucked up shit, right? People are talking shit about her husband, saying they're doing all this sexual stuff. She's upset. She has every right to be upset. And dude, I'm hearing a lot of sheep in this commentary community being like, well, she shouldn't have reacted like that. And like, why? Like, why is everyone so obsessed with these optics? Like, it's so weird, bro. No, if you're mad about something, you should say it. That makes you an authentic person, right?
Sure.
And I wish more commentary people at the time wouldn't be over here cucking to Salvo and would have actually stuck up for Xylee in that situation.
It really, for me, it just comes down to what you want to accomplish. If you're saying you want nothing to do with him and you want him to go away, that's not the way to fucking do it with him. It's been proven. The more you give him, the more he takes, the more he wants. So just advice on how to deal with it is a different thing than believing.
Yeah, she wanted him to stop,
Right.
and so the way we thought was if you want him to stop, because if you fight him back, he's just gonna come back harder.
And he's not going to stop either way. But if you stop giving him any reaction, he's going to get bored eventually or find another target. He can't afford not to. You're going to become persona non grata for him just somewhere down the line. You're not worth it. So that was the only fucking advice I gave.
Caddy said Keem was friends with Salvo then. Now it's all flipped around. Stop. No, yeah, exactly. I was friends with Salvo, and I said, Salvo, you're in the wrong.
He fired
Stop harassing
him.
Xylee.
Come on, Caddy. He fired him.
I would at the time that I'm friends with Salvo, I'm still calling out Salvo and defending Xylee. I don't know how more real I can fucking be. Like, what? What are you talking about?
Oh, by the way, the Cooter Pot Pie reveal last night was my favorite reveal of the fucking show. I was like, holy shit. That whole fucking narrative with the narrative with the camera.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm her boyfriend.
That was unbelievable. That's the guy who fucking paid Pizzle and everything. I was like, everything's making so much more sense. Like,
yeah, but that's the thing, Dave. That's the thing. The 3.5 hours of hearing the most ridiculous shit ever is actually truth.
Yeah.
It's actually truth.
Truth is always stranger than fiction, man. Always.
Salvo really was trying to fuck with Bunny. And Salvo and Bunny's boyfriend, Cooter Pot Pie, was really trying to fuck Salvo in the ass. Like, that's dead ass true.
I'm surprised it didn't happen. Knowing what we know now, you should be able to talk him into it. See, if he were a better communicator, if he were able to talk someone into gargle and piss like Salvo could, he would have been able to get his dick in his ass, but he wasn't able to seal the deal. That's fucking just good verbal skills. My God.
I mean, to everyone out there with an imagination, I'm sorry to do this to you, but like, dude, imagine fucking Cooter Pot Pie, who's always been bullying and picking on Salvo, who always hated Salvo, fucking him in the ass and being like, I fucking hate you, you little fucking freak. Like,
would not have been loving. There would have been nothing gentle about it. It would have been like Game of Thronesian type style, like Dothraki fucking.
Why Salvo is all up in his girl, like, dude, like, this is the most fucked up shit in the world. No wonder. Wait, Bunny said that she would have put a strap on and egged him herself in the chat.
That's must-see TV right there. My God, that's pay-per-view level entertainment. Keem, what do you got going on, man? Congratulations on the good viewership last night. What's planned next for the fucking Keemstar show in 2023?
So we did get a lot of people are reaching out to us, and there's about the Salvo thing, like it always happens in this in these scenarios, right? The problem is we are now at a time frame in a story like this where a lot of fake stuff comes out. That's the issue. So now as new stuff's coming, it's harder to believe, right? And you actually do need like hardcore proof, right? But you know, some stuff's coming out about like playing with feces, playing with poop, and literally talking about like taking poop and making like animals out of them and shit, like playing with poop like Play-Doh. Related to Salvo. And so you know, we're gonna have a show and we're gonna talk about some of this other stuff. But look, dude. Again, this new stuff that's coming out, you got to take with a grain of salt, right? Because we're at a time frame where the shit could be totally fake.
We're fucking 40, Keem. This is incredible. What life are we living, dude?
Who's here?
Oh, what?
Oh, Edwin's girlfriend just got here.
What, to your house?
What?
Nice. Nice. You really did pull the robbery. Holy fuck. Well, go enjoy your night, Keem.
1 minute. I'll try to see if she'll say hi. Real quick.
Get her on.
My fucking God. There's no way.
Barbs, what's her fucking name?
Babs.
Babs. Yeah.
Good job, people. We're gonna talk to fucking Babs. Everybody be respectful.
Riveter, how's your heart doing after learning about the poop play?
You doing okay over there, peeps?
You doing all right?
At this point, nothing shocks me anymore. Honestly,
I can shock you.
You think you say that? Poop?
Did Keem say Salvo wanted a girl to like play with poop?
Yeah,
Or
like
did I
Pudo.
Did I
Yeah,
hallucinate that?
Pudo.
Matt
Yeah.
couldn't believe it.
Did I hallucinate that
No,
one? Or
no,
did
that was
actually
true.
happen?
Pudo is a real thing. We're going to
I have
market
breaking
Pudo.
information.
Okay.
All right.
What?
So I just got word that Abby is talking about her experience with Salvo on Van Lunik's stream somewhere.
The fuck, Abby?
Dude, if she had a relationship with Salvo, I swear to God, I've been saying this the entire fucking time.
If she fucked that Salvo and didn't give me the scoop,
No.
Abby and I are going to have some fucking words. What do you mean,
Hold on.
no, Chris? What's going on?
No.
Chris was like,
She
what the
could've-
fuck? That's
no,
my
no, no,
bitch.
hold on, shut up,
That's
shut
my
up.
woman. What the fuck?
That bitch is retarded. What I'm trying to say is I drove her ass to the hotel. There's no way they could have fucked in Keem's house. And Keem, hey, you know what? I kept denying to take her to my house. Thank God she didn't stay at yours because Salvo and her might have fucked in Brantley's bed.
He saved you.
They might have.
Do you want to give him
I
fucking
saved
thank
you.
you, Keem? You can give
Yeah,
Chris a
you want to
thank
say thank you? You want to say thank you, Keem?
Nope.
No,
No, thank
Not
you.
happening.
Speak
He's
up
probably-
if you think Ethan is retarded.
I think
probably
he's
tuned out.
busy. I think he's
Probably
now
watching the Fan
distracted.
News podcast.
He probably is.
Ladies and gentlemen, Edwin's girlfriend.
Is that really what she still is?
Yeah. I don't think that's what we could call her.
Hello.
How you doing there,
Hey.
Babs? Well, first off, first question, is that your still official title? Are you still officially Edwin's girlfriend?
No.
Okay, good. That's now we got that under control. So what is your official status? Is there like something what's going on?
I don't know.
Single and ready
I
to
don't know.
mingle?
You don't want to say anything.
Yes.
Don't answer the questions.
Yes.
He's coaching her. He's
No,
coaching her.
he's
If you
good.
don't wanna
He's
say
like,
anything,
oh,
don't say anything.
Careful.
I
So how you doing,
I just got a
Babs?
speeding ticket.
Did you? Uh-oh, how much?
He lowered it for me. He said I was going 6 over.
So how much did it end up being? Did it end up nothing? No monies?
No, lots of money.
Can't get out of everything, kiddo.
Speeding to meet up with Keem and Brantley, but you never sped to meet up with Edwin.
No, took her time. Took her.
Well, I didn't get caught speeding. Okay.
Good answer, Babs. Has been fucking coach. Well, you got anything for us? We're getting ready to wrap up. We've been live for over 2 hours at this point. So you got anything for us before we go? I mean, the floor is yours.
Well, Happy New Year's, guys.
Yeah, you too.
Thank you.
Oh, and Keem, are you still there?
No, thank
No.
you.
No, you just gave it to Keem. Babs, it was good to have you. Thanks for coming on there. I'm going to ask Keem one more question before we get out of here.
All right, I'm back.
All right.
I'm sorry, I had to save her before she was asked something bad.
I didn't want to go too far, so I just met the poor girl. But
Keem.
first, last question, then we're getting out of here. Are you going to unblock Matt Pitt, and are you going to tell us what he did wrong? Like, give us a specific.
So, Matt Pitt was involved in a gay ops against me, and
What?
if
Gay
Matt
op?
if Matt Pitt ever reaches out to me and says, "Look, this is what I did, and I'm sorry," I will unblock him.
You gotta tell me what I did. I don't know what I did.
That's the thing. Now you're lying to me. So
I don't know.
I'm gonna keep you blocked.
I don't know what I did.
Man, come on, Matt. Did you gay op him, man? What did you do?
I promise you. Wait, Matt Pitt, are you trying to say you weren't talking negative about me privately with anyone ever?
What? Probably. Yeah, sure. Is that a gay
Okay,
op?
so you were. You were talking
Is that a
shit
gay
about
op?
my
That's
back.
just shit talking.
Talking
That's not a
shit.
gay op. He was
You're
Matt,
too
let
sorry,
me-
dude.
Matt,
You're
let me
too
ask you a
sorry.
question. Matt. Were
Yo.
you like clipping me and sending clips to people to like
I
expose
fucking
me?
knew
That
it.
was
No.
exactly what
No.
you thought it was, man.
No, I sent Dead on Dave's stream to Nick and Augie to play on Augie's stream because I wanted them to react to Dead on Dave's stream.
To help
that-
my
is that a big
numbers,
deal?
to give me a boost, you know?
Hey, okay, wait. I'm sorry. I wasn't listening. I was distracted by somebody in the chat. Say that one more time.
I sent Dead on Dave's stream to Nick and Augie because they were talking about you, and I wanted them to react to Dead on Dave's stream because you had dropped a bomb on our stream. I wanted them to react to Dead on Dave.
Yeah, that's why I blocked you.
Yeah, see, okay, there you go.
Well, he's
Like, I mean-
apologized. Okay, well, then you guys can squash
All right.
that.
All right, well, I apologize for sending Dead on Dave's stream to Nick and Augie.
He's just trying
That's
to
why
pump
I
my
blocked
numbers,
you.
Keem, you know. Well, he's apologizing. Water under
That's
the
why I
bridge. We're
blocked
all
you.
friends now, you know, buddies, pals, compatriots, amigos, hermanos.
He's literally like trying to run these. He comes on my show. I'm nice. I platform him and all this stuff. And he's like trying to run some ops because look, when I called into your show, like talking about Nicholas Diorio's college stuff, right? Right? You overreacted. You did everything that I knew you would do.
It was not. I was
Right?
not. No, stop it.
You did. Like I won that fair and square. All right. I won that fair and square. You said that me responding to Nick posting the clip that Brantley said the N-word, which she didn't, was overreaction, right? You said the tweet was said something like Alex for overreacting 1,000 or some shit like that.
Yes, a
So
very
then I
light
called-
joke.
I'm like, all right, Dave wants to fuck around. Dave thinks I'm overreacting about Nick saying that Brantley's saying the N-word. So I call into your show and I get you to overreact.
No, you
all right?
used the worst example you could have picked, you psycho. And I barely overreacted, and I did so in a
No, no,
show
no, no.
hosting
No,
way.
just-
Yes.
Just, dude, I'm an eye for an eye, motherfucker. I seen Dave made that comment, and I'm like, okay,
You are. You
all
really
right.
are.
I'm gonna make Dave overreact, right? So I call into this show and I say, Dave, you really think that's funny that they're lying that Brantley said the N-word? You said, yeah, and you overreacted like a little bitch. And I said, okay, well, this is what do you think it funny if hypothetically, like this wasn't a real threat? I said hypothetically or as a joke or something, right? I
No,
said
it was a
something
threat.
to
It was a
preference
threat. I think it's funnier if
No,
it's a
no,
threat.
no,
It's
no,
funnier
don't-
if it's a threat. Way funnier because it wasn't even
no,
in college.
then. And if it's a threat, then we lose the
No,
meaning
it's even
of
better
what I
because he was
doing.
no longer in the school. So I actually gave you even
Okay.
more credit at one point because I thought you were doing what I was doing, was giving Nick credit for in the first place, was something that wasn't possibly
Okay,
true
Dave,
and being
okay.
ridiculous, but you weren't.
Okay, Dave. Well, it wasn't a threat, and but this
course
is
it
what I did. I
wasn't.
said, let me speak, right? I go, wouldn't it be funny, right, as a joke, if I were to get like all the bad stuff that Nicholas Diorio did, right, and send it to his college to get him kicked out? Like that would be funny, right?
No.
And you go ahead, you fucking psycho, threaten him. It's like I got you to overreact.
At all. That's not even how it happened. But it wouldn't have been funny. It would. See, that's the thing. The Knicks thing
got
was
you
funny.
to- I got you to Alex, can I have overreactions for 1,000? I got you to do that exact thing.
See, you could have
And
said
then-
daily double. That would have been better, Keem. You know, I can't write your
Then
jokes for
here's
you.
the thing. You, Bowblax, Matt Pitt, Nicholas Diorio, and Augie, then take that clip and be like, "Oh, Keem's mad. He's threatening to kick Nick out of school." It was never.
seriously, dude. There was no
It was-
serious. Come on.
Yeah, but you all ran a gay ops on me.
It's not a gay.
That's
No,
not
this is a gay op.
you
This
tried
is gay.
You tried to spin a narrative that I was so mad that Nick posted a video about Brantley saying the N-word that I'm now trying to get Nick really kicked out of school, which I never was.
No,
like,
I
what?
never said you were doing
You
that.
misre-
I never said
You
you were
literally,
doing that.
you literally misrepresented the entire fucking thing. So fuck you.
I love you, Keem. Never fucking change. Stay gold, pony boy. Stay
You're
gold.
coping.
No,
I made you
you're
overreact, you little
coping.
bitch.
You psycho.
I made you eat that fucking tweet, Dave. You were overacting like a little cuck.
You didn't even use the daily double, you crazy person. You could have made the
Like,
jokes
do it.
better. No,
Or-
you
Dave,
didn't
you
even
were like,
fucking
do it.
expand upon it. No, you didn't. You didn't do anything. No.
You're like, Dave, you were like, do it, keep up with your threats, do it.
I
Like,
want you
fell
to.
for
No,
it. I
no,
made you
because
over-
I was trying to make it funny. I was playing with your fucking
No,
jokes. Yes.
you're so full of shit, Dave. You're so full of shit, Dave. All right, I'm leaving this stupid.
I
fucking
love you.
thing.
The best show on YouTube is what you're leaving,
Hey,
Keem. The best show on YouTube, baby.
Dude, the
Before
best
you
show
leave,
on YouTube gets like views. What?
We're
What are you
doing
talking
okay,
about?
motherfucker. I'm 40 and I'm growing for the first time.
Yeah,
I'm doing
thank-
something.
Wait,
Thank
three
God
podcasts?
Keem's here. Thank God Keem's here. What do you have to say, River?
Real quick question. You talked previously about having like a little reunion with Clown and Tommy. Is that still on the table? Is that
Yeah.
still something being
Dude,
discussed?
I'm gonna be honest. I get asked this like in the Twitter Spaces today every time somebody calls into my show, and yes, like it is real. Like, Clown
Good.
showed up.
Good.
Clown showed up on the Keemstar show. We chopped it up for like a good 30 minutes or something on the Keemstar show. And I said to Clown, I go, look, and I did launched Bait It, like we did Mom's Basement, we did a Bait It reunion. And now I have a new podcast, so we have to do another Bait It reunion for the fans. Clown is down. I hit up Tommy C on DMs. He's down. But you know, Clown's time frame was let's do it early 2023. I was like, all right, that sounds good. The thing with Clown is like we might not do it until summer then.
If you're lucky. You know
That's the
what,
most
though?
cloud shit.
He has been live streaming on Twitch. I watched him the other day. Holy, he was playing Cuphead again. I was fucking dying. I was fucking dying, man. Is he in fucking Mexico now or something? Where the fuck is he? Jesus.
You know, so this is what happened with Clown. Clown came to America to do to work with Nerd City to do the J Station documentary. And when he got here in early 2020, there were lockdowns. You can't leave the country. You can't do anything, right? Now, you would think if you're on lockdown and there's nothing you can fucking do that you'd be able to make this documentary in a span of like a couple weeks. No, it took them over 2 years. And Clown still hasn't got his part out. But regardless, because the entire country is locked down, Clown stayed longer in America than he could.
Oh,
There are rules when you come to America. You have to learn you have to leave after like 90 days or
passports
something like
and
that.
stuff. Yep, I was same thing when I was living in Germany at one point where I fucking ended
Clown-
same thing.
Clown physically couldn't leave, and now he's being punished by the U.S. government for not leaving. But he couldn't leave. There were like
There isn't anything written to fucking account for that. That's crazy.
Oh, the government is not giving Clown a pass for being locked down in America.
Are they fining him? What are they doing?
He's banned from this country for 9 years.
9 fucking years?
Yeah.
For overstaying his visa.
my
Yeah.
God. That's
So, but the thing is Clown's Clown's father is from the UK, but his mother is from Mexican. So
From Mexicans. From Mexico.
Mexico.
From Mexican.
So he has dual citizenship. So he literally just, instead of flying home to the UK, he went to I need your attention. All right, baby, I'll be right there. He went to Mexico, and he's like just stuck in Mexico right now.
Oh shit.
So
Well, go tend to your woman's, Keem. I appreciate you being on, man. Have a great night. Happy New Year.
women's
Yeah,
Edwin, we stole that bitch.
I put an
Bye.
S on the end. There you go. Have a good night. Holy shit. Edwin's in
You should-
chat.
I was about to say, I was like, Edwin doesn't have anywhere to go. tonight,
Edwin, I don't know
but-
what to tell you, man.
Just babs.
She called in, bro. I don't know what to do. We'll get to you
Edwin's
in the
like-
next couple of days, buddy.
Yeah, she called in and she's at Keemstar's house.
She's at Keem's house right now.
Man,
Did you have to
all these
tell him?
girls are leaving Edwin.
Did you
Like,
have
back
to
to
tell
back?
him?
Girls leaving Edwin.
She's back. She's back at the Clout Castle, bro.
she traveled back to Buffalo of her own volition. Oh.
So what was that thing you was talking about earlier today, Dave? About was it scrotums getting licked?
yeah, you need to get your
Something?
scrotum
Yeah.
licked, yeah.
Yeah, maybe Keem's getting it licked. I don't know.
Well, yeah,
So-
that's what we were all kind of like, giving him the golf clap for there,
Oh.
Rivy.
You need to
Oh.
get your scrotum licked.
You really do
River.
need to get your fucking
You do.
scrotum licked, Rivster. I mean, like, well, let's have
Listen,
a conversation with Mima is all I'm saying.
Go right ahead and have a question.
Can
the
I?
first thing you call her Meemaw, you're not gonna like what she says to you.
If you're PeePaw, why isn't she Mima?
Yeah.
Dude, she is not, and it pisses her off.
Okay.
I'm gonna just tell you
Well, what
straight
should
up.
I call her?
She-
Should I call her
You could call her the mighty Mrs. Riv.
the mighty Mrs.
Oh, yeah.
Riv?
Yeah.
That's annoyingly cute. All right, Rivy, tell the kids where they can find you, of course.
I will be live in the morning at I'm going to do a little bit later than normal. I'm going to sleep in a little bit 8:30 Eastern Standards when I'll start. We'll have some coffee with PeePaw. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but
Doesn't matter.
I'm sure we'll find something. It just won't be piss. We won't be talking about piss. We won't be talking about shit. We will not talk about deviancy or anything like that. I have a wholesome house. I don't have this shit.
You know what? Regardless of what you end up talking about, I gotta say, he's got a great
God, he's
fucking morning
back.
show. Riveter's got a fantastic fucking
Why is
morning
Keem
show.
back?
Oh God,
Oh,
Keem,
God,
we're
he's
closing up.
back.
What do you got, Keem?
Dude, guys, listen. Dude,
What?
Dude, more and more girls just keep coming forward on this
Oh,
Salvo
oh
thing.
my god, Riv can
Dude.
barely handle it.
I have a breaking story right now with this girl who's telling me that she did every gross thing imaginable with Salvo, right? In real life. all right?
Examples.
Oh, really?
Dude, where I'm talking pee, poo, puke, like everything.
This isn't shocking.
Everything.
I don't think it should be
Alright?
shocking at this point.
And this girl is gonna come forward. Her name is the I have it right here. Let me read this username. The mighty Miss Riv.
Oh, fuck off.
I missed the joke. The mighty Miss what?
Oh,
That
shit.
okay? That was
Riv,
good. That was actually
that
funny.
whole
That
thing
was
was the
I
shit
wasn't
on
expecting
Riv.
Keem to actually.
Holy
That was funny.
shit.
That was actually
That was
a-
amazing. Okay,
That was
give the
really
man his
awesome.
fucking flowers. I
That
got
was
nothing.
looking perfect. That was executed perfectly.
That was
Sometimes
good. I'll
Keem
give-
misses, but
I'll
that
give-
one was definitely.
You know you're doing good things in the world, Rivy, when you're getting
Yeah.
fucking handcrafted Keemstar jokes. Well done.
That was so
Keep
perfect.
those morning shows going there,
Oh,
Rivy. Holy
Oh,
Jesus.
Lord.
Yeah.
That was
Riv.
good. I'll give him his props.
That was
one
great.
good.
All right, boys, let me say goodnight to these fucking wild animals in the chat. I'm going to get out of here. I am exhausted.